Ta-da! Ta-ta-ta-ta! How amazing is that? Hello everybody, good evening, good evening, good evening. What happened last... Oh dear. Hello machine. What happened last week? I wish I could tell you, is the straight answer. Essentially, my software, OBS, that I use for streaming, noped. And it noped in such a grand style that essentially I couldn't broadcast, but it thought it was broadcasting, but it wasn't broadcasting. And so we did the whole tweaking with everything, just everything, and it just didn't, and it wouldn't, and it was incredibly frustrating. And I eventually had enough, and I think after about an hour gave it up as a bad job because it was just not, there was no reason for it. It was connected as far as it was concerned, but yeah, computer said no. There was swearing, lots and lots of swearing, very bad words. Anywho, hello, how are we all? How is everybody? How are you marvellous mammals? Having a good week, I hope. This week we are playing catch up, lots and lots of catch up, because in May, oh, that arm's still not on right. Her arm came off the other day. It's still not on right. So we're not going to start with her. I'm going to start with something else. So in August we have the Interplanetario in Spain, and in April, I think, we have a invitational tournament over here that I'm not running, I'm playing in, and I want to take these guys. And this is the best condition that they're in. So I have some work to do. Also known as a shed load of work to do, which is incredibly frustrating. But, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. It'll be worth it. It'll be brilliant in the end of the day. So, yes. How is everybody anyway? What is new? What have you been doing? How are you? Ba-dum-bum-bum. So I think the biggest... So these are the bases that they're going on. As you can see, we have the base design sorted out. These are all nicely, like, organised, but that's somewhat lacking. This to that is somewhat lacking. I have to figure that out. And how is the audio? Is it okay tonight, or is it quiet? Because I keep doing it. I keep having my mic turned down. Let me just. I suppose I could actually look and save myself the time and hassle, and figure it out. That one, that one, that one. Ah, that should be okay actually. Does that sound okay? Testing, testing. 5, 12, 19. Everything good? Do let me know. Audio seems fine. Thank you, Blissful Badger. That was very kind of you. Appreciate that. Very much appreciate that. You're traumatised. Why are you traumatised? Oh, good old YouTube was stuck and not sending through messages. Gesundheit to Mrs. Hydra. We all got a wave for that, which is nice, I think. Why are you traumatised? You have to be traumatised by the dice gods. Well, actually, you probably do. That's probably accurate. Right, what do I need? Where am I starting? How is everybody's week going, though? Are we all having... I know it's only Monday. I think you can tell a lot about a week by a good Monday or a bad Monday, if you see what I mean. Mine was good. I got to hang out with my little ones. At least some of it, which always makes me happy. A very good friend of mine dropped over most of a brand new table of terrain, so that was nice. Which is, to be fair, I say it's nice. It's a bit of a double-edged sword because that needs painting before the satellite in May. So I have a full table of Infinity terrain to do, along with this and along with a load of Eldfall. My life is hard. Just. I don't know. I don't think you guys appreciate. You're bracing for a thunderstorm. Don't do that. Oh yeah, you're in big country. You guys get epic thunderstorms. We get kind of, you know, it's nice. It's more pretty than it is scary. Although many years ago, we had kids, but many years ago, I was on holiday with some friends in Italy, and the night we were leaving, It wasn't a storm per se, it was an electrical storm. I'd never actually seen one. There was basically no rain and just lightning across the sky, and it was the most awesome thing. I really, it's one of those things where like, this is so cool. And then partway through that epic electrical storm in the sky, I remembered we were flying home that day. Makes you feel a little bit more apprehensive about the whole concept, to be honest with you. It's like, this is good. Oh dear. Not so nice. Little bit worrying. Anyway, is the thunderstorm supposed to be that bad? You've got a lot of water coming your way, Mike. Because that's never a good thing. Well, you know, that's really a good thing. Because you had lots of snow the other day, didn't you? You're just having big weather, man. Just doing the big weather stuff. Do you see if my camera's going to bother itself and focus? It probably isn't, because that's kind of what this does, and I really need to upgrade this. It's on the list of things that need to happen. Because if I'm going to do stuff like this, which I intend to, I want to do more like painting stuff. Because it's nice. It stops me sitting down and watching complete tat, which is my normal trick. Just watching complete rubbish. What did I watch the other day? Heads of State? Yeah, Heads of State. And it was, yeah. I mean, it was great. It made me giggle at points, but it was not high art, let's put it that way. In no shape or form was it high art. It was fine. But like, I think talking to you guys is, well, waffling at you guys is probably more useful for the performance of my brain and keeping full-blown dementia and insanity from betwixt my ears than watching that. That probably made me dumber by a couple of degrees. That wasn't awful. But you know what I mean? This is probably more useful. So I want to do more of this, which does mean that this guy here, at some point, is going to need an upgrade. He's behaving himself. I'm talking about getting rid of him. He's like, oh no, I can focus on that miniature. Of course I can. I always focus on all the miniatures. Do you buffalo? Hey, problem. You're just dry brushing. There, yes, I should imagine you are dry brushing and highlighting. You have a lot of terrain to do, my friend. Severe tornado warning. Dude! Tie your shoes on really well, super glue them to the floor. This is what Gorilla Glue Gel is for. You glue your shoes to the floor, and then when that tornado comes through, it stands no chance. It stands no chance in the face of the strength of Gorilla Glue Gel. I hold that. Don't take that as life advice. But I'd definitely risk it for a biscuit. I'd try it. But yeah, how goes the... You're doing some epic work, problem, actually. Did you share that to the Discord? I can't remember. I know you sent it to me and sent it to the locals, but I don't know whether you shared it to the Discord. If not, you should share it on the Discord, because he's doing a table of terrain again for the satellite, which there's a couple of us locally who are just like, I must paint all of the stuff. And problem is doing epic work, which is truly beautiful. Super effective. But that's the boy in general, he's super effective. Churned out 3 buildings this evening alone. My God, man. 3... Ugh. It's about this table of terrain that I need painting, dude. Let's pick your brain. How would you go about gaining competitive ranking on ITS, but your area and surrounding areas have become super casual? Woof. How would I go about doing that? Tabletop Simulator. That would be the way to do it. Pick up one of the tournaments on TTS. I personally, now let's get this out of the way. I personally do not play on TTS, and I will not play on TTS because I do this hobby for this. This is what I... Ingir, hello buddy, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. This is what I hobby for. I do it for the fun of it. I do it for the minis. And much as I grumble about painting and I don't spend enough time on it and I'm an impatient painter, the hobby is, for me, part of it. And TTS is a game. It's a computer game with an infinity skin. But if you want to get ITS ranked and you want to up your game and you don't have competitive players locally, you can spend your time seal clubbing, which will at a certain point stop working because ITS ranks, ELO, blah, 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 blah. You'll have sort of limited on where you can go. TTS doesn't interest you at all, well, don't take the entire basis of my entire thought process out in one fell swoop. Just because I'm a Luddite doesn't mean to say you can be as well. Do you have a store and stuff that you play at? Is that something that you have, Mike? Because I have not done. You've not foxed me yet. You do have this gift, this penchant for the question inconvenient, but you haven't beat me yet. You haven't beat me yet. Do you have a local store? Sounds like you need to travel. Blessful. But I was going to go there, but Mike gets around a bit with his job, from what I understand, from what I can remember. So he may not wish to travel. He may wish to stay local to his nearest and dearest, and not want to get out and about even further afield. But there are still things you can do. They're casual. Yeah. I know they're casual, but do you have a store? Not a community, a store, a place to play. Because if you do, we have a solution. You're not going to like it. No, you might do. You might do. But it sends you down a route, a dark route. A route fraught with pain and suffering. What you do is you connect up with the wider community and you start throwing invitational tournaments at your location. That's what you do. If there aren't people that are hardcore in your local area, you throw some absolute badass bitchin' events that people want to come to, which is easier than it sounds. And yeah, and then you make them. I'm the most travelled trucking hobbyist in the US. Hey, Kaz is alive! Hurrah! I was worried you died. I don't know why, it was just a genuine concern I had for a minute there, but you've cleared that right up, Kaz, and I do appreciate you for doing it. We can all go back to breathing again. Kaz is still with us. Hurrah! Was that suitable? Was that enough, Kaz? Was that enough love? Do you feel special? Do you feel adored? I hope so. Let's see whether my OBS can go more than 30 minutes without absolutely having a complete moment. Going with complete moment because everything else is rude. So what are we going to do with these guys? I want to base this on one of my earlier schemes and then modify it to make it part of the newer scheme. I'm sure you are very glad to give everyone peace of mind. I appreciate that, Kaz. We shall all sleep better tonight knowing that you are in fact still here. It was, honestly, Mike was inconsolable for about 30 seconds there. He was very concerned. But how have you been? Kazicus Maximus, Lord of all he surveys, first of his name and all that jazz, other than painting an obscene volume of miniatures of late. Which is one of the reasons that I'm like, yeah, I really need to get my man pants on. Oh, that's gone too watery on that blooming. Oh, my life is stressful. The volume of miniatures you've been putting out on the Discord is like, yeah, I really need to put my man pants on and get some of mine done, because they ain't going to paint themselves. I've left them on the shelf long enough, and if they were going to, I think they would have done, but they haven't, so I best crack on. My dog is not approving in the background. I don't know if you can hear the groaning. Really adds to the ambience of the stream. So yeah, we're going to try tonight. I'm going to try and block this munchkin in. Hey, Mal. Thank you for subscribing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You're on a 4-month streak, Mal. I appreciate that. That is very kind, buddy. I need to push this stuff. I should push this stuff more. I was thinking the other day, like on live stream, I should give stuff away and things. That requires a level of organisation that is just absent at the moment. It's just too much going on. It's a problem. I am just at the moment kicking off a escalation league for Eldfall Chronicles, which is cool. We've got a very tasty 8 players. They're going to be battling it out over 3 months, 1 game per month, to find out who is the best player. And when we discover it's me, because I'm actually playing in this one, because we're a new community and it's fun, and I need the practice as well. So yeah, we're going to find out who the best player of Eldfall Chronicles in the Netherlands is, and when it's me, we shall all act shocked and surprised. It's me? No. So I got a lot of painting to do. Thank you for that, Mal. That was very kind. But yeah, no, I should do more stuff for you guys to sort of get involved and such things, but there's so much going on. And anyway, so yeah, so Eldfall, we've got that going on next month. Also, potentially, we're one player shy of the kind of minimum size that I want for a Escalation League for Bolt Action. We have an ongoing narrative campaign for Infinity, a satellite tournament just around the corner. Yeah, and then I have a wife and kids, a life, and other things that I want to do with my time other than that. I was talking to a very good friend of mine the other day, and they are a creative too, darling. OP Soga, yeah. I will. Yes, after what happened to you charging your goblins into a Soga meat grinder the other day, I would imagine it does feel OP. It was a genuine pleasure watching Machine be a newbie at a game. It was a genuine newbie at Eldfall and got munched by a reasonably well played Soga force. There's some things I'd have done nastier, but you know, it was nice to see you get a bit of education there. So yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and they're a creative too, and they were just saying, "Oh yeah, no, I'm getting into writing my book." And I was like, "Damn it, I haven't done any of that recently, and I need to do that. I'm supposed to be running to get myself in shape, and I haven't done that for a while because life and ill and blah blah blah." It's just there's so much going on. So yeah, it's a lot at the moment, but that's just part of the fun, right? So I think we're going to be doing, like on nights like tonight, because I was like, okay, well, what news can we talk about within the hobby sphere? And, oh, have you died again? No, you haven't died again. That's good. Yeah, I was like, what news can we talk about? And then I was like, well, there isn't actually anything that I want to talk about, because it's not really that exciting this week. So I'm going to paint instead. You get a bit of Painty paint, which is exciting. Doesn't happen very often. I can imagine what's in the mail tomorrow. I'd imagine it would be the start of your accursed murderin, your Coalition of Thenian, which I realised the other day, we've been calling them murder elves for ages, but if you actually give them their proper name, which is murderin, it is both their name and a description, because they murderin. And they also murderin. Which is kind of cool. I like that. I appreciate the comedy of that. There is balance and chi to that name. And it's a suitably dad joke as well, so therefore it ticks all the boxes. Oh, a bit of Vietnam. I've missed Vietnam in space. Nice little singlet wearing assault trooper with light machine gun. Charging to the front, arms out, attitude on display. Love it. Might have missed it, but what's the colour scheme? It is a variation, so it's going to get a turned up version of these two, so let's see what I need to ABS so I can see what I'm actually doing. Come on, there it is. You're going to focus? Of course you're not going to focus, that would be too easy. Come on. It is the light greys, there's a little bit of tan on the butt. Really? I will replace you, camera. It's a thing that will happen. Anyway, it's light green and light greys, basically. And we're going for sort of a yellow-green on there as well. Oh. Anyway, you get the idea. So that's what we're going for. So and there's a little bit of tan. There we go. And there's a bit of tan in there too. There she is. So that gives you an idea of what we're looking at. And then another example, because these are test minis at the moment. It's a Devabot. I never know whether you should keep it still or wiggle it around. I think you're supposed to wiggle it around, aren't you? Or do you just take the camera and toss it out the window? On fire. But you get the idea. So it's going to be kind of, because these are the bases for them. So we've gone very sort of reclaimed urban environment, and their camo is based with that. Whoop. There we go. So yeah, that's what we're going for. Mushrooms everywhere, which just amused me. And then when the miniatures actually go on these and I know where they're positioned, we're going to put grass and moss and all this kind of stuff on there too, just to make it look a little bit more reclaimed and the city has been taken back over. And it's all, if you know your Infinity lore, it's all Paradiso offensive and areas that we've lost and such things, so which is good. Done those 24 days, never leave enough time. Inga, you are so speaking the truth, my friend. It's just 24 hours in a day is just massively disappointing, and I'm certain a mistake has been made somewhere down the line. There is simply not enough time for me to get everything done. It's very vexing. I killed a fly with a heavy missile launcher in ARO on Saturday and killed a tag with 3 ninjas. So basically, Mike, you're saying that on Saturday you have exactly no chill. Is what happened. You turned up and you did a violence. Dear Lord. Can't have mushrooms without badges. Fair point, well made, Blissful Badger. I appreciate that. That's major oversight on my part. And now I need to find somebody that does, what, 34mm scale resin badges. Don't. One of you will, but don't. I've got so many clogs at the moment. Anyway. So yeah, that's the scheme. It's kind of in line. I don't know if you listened to the bit of lore stuff that I put together about these guys, but yeah, they're fighting in. They have been fighting in the shell of what remains of cities around Paradiso for a long time, and doing guerrilla tactics and strike and fade and covert assaults and all sorts of stuff, because, you know, while the human sphere may have decided at a upper level to buddy up with all of the combined army and the hegemony and all that sort of stuff, we're not entirely down with that. That doesn't seem like a good thing. And then, of course, Achilles went and did what he did. Let's not talk about that. So, yeah. My lads have not been resting. They've been out breaking faces and hearts, and their colour scheme reflects their natural habitat of violence, basically. The reclaimed areas of Paradiso. If you don't know what Paradiso is, you got to go and read a bit more lore. You don't have to read everything. You have to read all of it, but you need to read some of it. Definitely worth it. I think there's a lot of people out there that won't know a lot of the lore at the moment, because there's a lot of new players. If anyone else is finding that, but there's a lot of new players around, which is good. It's nice to see. Then you get all the usual questions. Been really trying to find art around the planets. Paradiso is pretty much heavy jungle, so lush, light greens and whatnot. Exactly. But it's also heavily populated because it was part of the fruit basket of the human sphere. So you've got big cities there that are sort of turfing out lots of... getting your greens in, basically. Getting your vegetables in. Making sure everybody gets their vitamins. That was a badly prepared shoulder. Anyway. So you have these kind of urban environments mixed into that jungle environment. So hence, the jungle has reclaimed the cities which have been abandoned due to the probably the second or third offensive, based on where my lore puts these guys, or had put these guys. So that's cool. I wanted to go very thematic. I felt the need. Effectively, I wanted to just go, you know, proper grown-up stuff. So, the 5th Infantry Brigade, that's what they're called, Acontecimento. The also technically the 1st very long-range jungle group, Kaipora, it's their nickname, which is, yeah, Brazilian folklore, a guardian and vengeful spirit of the jungle. So that's what these guys are named after, because that's what they're doing. Horrible things to the combined army via the jungle, as nature intended. So yeah, I wanted to get a little bit, I want to get the greys in there and the greens in there and just do something a little bit more interesting. Go for it. You're fine. So that's what it's going to look like. Whether I'll execute it? Anyone watched Invisible City? Yes, Acon Cemento. I've not watched Invisible City, but I feel like I should. Gotcha. Another art question. Where are those base toppers from? Might go that route for my Mo, assuming I ever settle on a scheme. These are Sorcerer Studios heavily modified. Basically, the originals are, where are you? That's you. So, at some point I was thinking about doing a, possibly doing a tutorial, but we'll see whether that happens. That requires a level of organisation, which I'm not known for at the moment. Where are you? I have so many bases around at the moment, it's nuts. That might not be the right, those might be the wrong ones. Are they the wrong ones? Look. I don't know. I don't think they are. I think they're the right ones. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are the right ones. So, which one? Saw it just a minute ago. Oh, it was screwed up. There we go. So, this guy here is not actually too badly screwed up, but this is how we started. So I've just like filled this in with some dirt and put some moss and stuff on there. But some of these have been cut up quite badly and taken bits out and all that kind of thing. Just restructured them completely to give them that more than distressed, just damn right rage-filled look. Like bullet holes in them and stuff like that. So a very fun afternoon of watching something I can't remember what it was and messing up bases. One of those things where you're like, I paid for somebody to print these, my very good friend problem, and then I just completely messed them up. Yeah. I only got season 1, but can tell it's one of those urban fantasy shows out there. Yeah, I like a bit of that. Lots of Brazilian folklore in there. Yeah. I haven't got a lot of South American folklore. I need to get that. I've got a shelf to my right because of some of the stuff that I write fiction-wise is urban fantasy, and I base it around existing folklore and basing it around some existing folklore. So I have a load of books on various sources of folklore from around the world, but I don't have that because it's one of those things. Every time you're like, right, I've got a good bunch of stuff. Clearly I've got all the cool stuff that I necessarily want. And then somebody's like, have you got the folklore of Outer Mongolia? No, I have not. Is it good? It's very good. My God. Well, I'll have to go and have a look at that then. It's all meat for the beast, but there's also more books on the bookshelf. And there's a lot of books on the bookshelf already that still need reading. That's the challenge. That is the challenge. I'm being very delicate tonight. It's one of these things I find I'm way more delicate with painting, so I'm even slower than normal when I'm doing it on stream. So I'm like, well, people are watching, you know, you don't want to just go like, ah, like you normally would. So I'm trying to do it a little bit delicately, even if you guys can't see it properly, you know. Yeah, I have to. Are those Gamers Grass based? These, no, they're Sorcerer Studio printed. And then a whole load of other stuff lumped on top, bits of Infinity, bits of cork. I think these are the mushrooms themselves. There's a pack you can get of resin mushrooms from AK Interactive. So yeah, that's the thing. Things you never thought you'd need to buy, and then you're looking through like the various things you can get for scenery, and you suddenly see you can buy resin mushrooms, and you're like, well, there it is, the thing I never knew I needed, and yet I did. My goodness. What a time to be alive, folks. What a time to be alive. But yeah, saw some in studios and then printed. They're nice, and I'm assured that they are relatively simple to work with, because one doesn't print, darling. One does not print. One is a receiver of printed products, but not a printer of stuff themselves. One should know one's limitations. Right. Now I'm gonna skip a step of what I did before, because what I did before ended up being way too many steps for how many miniatures that I've got. You know, when you're like, well, I'm gonna take this up. I'm gonna do this very carefully and like blend it all together nicely and all this kind of jazz, which is good. It's good to do that kind of stuff. but there's got to come a degree of sanity of like, well, actually, I need to do this X miniatures time. And if each one is going to take me 6 layers of paint to get to the desired effect, do I really need to do 6 layers of paint, or can I get away with 3 or, you know, 4 or whatever? Because there was a point, the like grey on herself here came up from graphene grey, which is possibly a bit far. It's a little bit of a trek. It takes a while. Oh, you did building 4. Congratulations, problem. So with these, I didn't quite go as... I sort of went a little bit lighter than I intended, and they worked out okay. I think the grey's got enough depth to it and stuff, so I think what I'm actually going to do is go a lighter grey to start with. This medium grey, and have that for the shadows. Because I'm debating whether I'm going to give these an oil wash later as well. Because if I do that, then that's going to hit all the edges and all the sort of very deep shadows anyway. So do I really need to leave all that in there? Well, viewers, we're going to find out together. We're on an adventure. I've got a big box of paints that I need for this project sat over here I'm diving into, which is what you can hear me rattling through. So is that a mid-tone? Do I need that mid-tone? No, these are similar. Go away. So I think this is what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start here. Because I'm contemplating making these not consistent. So like sometimes this will be grey and other times this will be green, and mixing it up and maxing up. And I don't know whether that's going to annoy me. It possibly is. But there's only one way to find out. By starting off painting the trousers. That's the way to do it. That's the way you find out. Definitely. And doing something else and ignoring the problem until the very last minute. Absolutely, damn it. Oh, is that? Ah, there's sky grey. See, this is what I mean. This is the problem. This is the... I don't know if you can see at the back here. These are the 5 shades of grey. No shades of grey comments. These are the 5 shades of grey that I was originally stepping through with a blend of this with black to start with. So there was 6 steps. And you just got to a point where you're like, oh, it's great if I had an Eldful number of miniatures to do, but I don't. I've got an infinity number of miniatures to do, which is not... You're not what... Yeah, they're close to. There's actually... What you've got is a really nice edge highlight and then a point. So if I want to put something really like bang, this cold white is subtle enough that it works. It probably doesn't show up on camera, but it does give that extra like bang where you need it. You see bases and you cannot lie. Well, Dean, first, good evening, hello and welcome. And second of all, glad you're here, buddy, with observations like that. We are all lucky to be in your presence. Yep, space pants. We're going khaki, or khaki, or this stuff. We're doing this stuff. But I wanted to do a base layer underneath it of a different colour, which is not that one. Is it that one? It's not that one. This is riveting TV, isn't it? What hobby have you guys been doing this week? Don't just leave all up to me. You talk amongst yourselves as well. I'm here just... Am I here to entertain you? Okay, I am. It kind of didn't work, did it? Anyway. What have you been all doing? What's been new with you? Oh yeah, that was it. A dark and a light khaki colour. That'll work. We're going to go here. Come here. Trousers time. We're going to do trousies. Because this khaki is sort of a greeny beige colour. That's exactly what I want. Is this a 1? I think this is a 1. And get white. My good lord. Finished Kings of War and starting Elful. Bravo. Yes, you've been doing lovely work. I noticed. Assembled and primed Mount Haven, and now on hour 3 of looking for a good base set for them. As in bases. LARP. I really posted my Rohan. Yes, you did amazing work with the stuff you're doing with Middle Earth, Kaz, is awesome. Sadly, nothing more yet. With your recent production, you've been just amazing stuff. You unboxed your Northern Wind and built the minis. Bravo. Multiverse miniatures. Talking hands instead of talking heads. Fun change. I know, this is it. I thought I'd resurrect a little bit of GW history and do some only hands. Kinky. You love it, don't you, Multiverse? You can admit it. You can. It's a safe space. You can admit you enjoy it. Oof. Ba 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 ba. No, Kaz, really, you when you posted. So for those of you who aren't on the Discord, which means you're not a member, or you remember who hasn't actually followed the Discord link and joined the Discord, which you should. Kaz got himself in a bit of a situation where he had it was a trade show type thing, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, and he was going to be demoing Middle Earth strategy battle game. That's cool, isn't it? And he got a box of stuff that he had to paint for it, and it was just one of these, right, so I've agreed to this. Well, shoot. He had a lot of work to do. And when I saw that lot of work to do, I was like, damn, son, that is some, he was putting out some confidence. And he nailed it. I have to say, he did nail it. It was very impressive. And really nice work as well. It was lovely to see. You're sort of cheering the man on, and he's nailing it. So, yeah, bravo, dude. Credit where it's due. You're doing good work, or you did good work. I hope they all appreciated it. If they didn't, I'll have a word. Yeah. I think this actually needs to be, I'm going to need a couple of layers of this, I think, to make this look convincingly the way that I want it to look. This is not quite dark enough yet. Maybe I need to tone it down a little bit. We shall see. I love this bit when you're putting stuff on and you're like, is this going to work? I don't know. And then you've got to go through the ugly phase of it looking just awful. And it's bad enough when you're doing it in your own desk. And when you've got your buddies watching as well. Finished your third and final Zanshi for Yu Ching. Bravo. Good job, buddy. Isn't that Mrs. Hydra? We need to see pictures of those, please. Are they on the Discord? I haven't noticed them wishing past on the Discord, so that's something you need to rectify there. Young Multiverse minis. Hop Alias. Hoppy Alias. Hello, Hoppy Alias. Hello and welcome. Printed some old Combined Army lookalike drones from Next Wave. Seem to be perfect fit for the techno-organic vibe of Next Wave. Now on to the painting. Bravo. Good job. The old ones, I still prefer the old Combined Army drones to the new ones. And that's not just because old man screams at cloud type moment. I think they look more gribbly and stuff. I get the whole like Starship Troopers aesthetic of the new ones, but I prefer the old ones. They just make me happier. They just look better. They look more right. So, good choice. 104 miniatures, 2 buildings, 3 trees, and 35 days. Ye gods, Kaz. If I could paint like that, and I could do that in 35 days, I'd still have a mountain enough to drown several small nations of miniatures, but I'd feel better about myself. And that's important. Had a great weekend at the convention and built a nice group of players. Outstanding, that's what it's all about, man. And pretty painted miniatures is definitely the way to do it. It is definitely the way to do it. Oh, I have to say, there is, I mean, you can do a demo, you can do it with unpainted miniatures, but it just doesn't have the, like, boom. Have you seen the pretty stuff over here? Look at the pretty stuff over here. Because it's that initial visual impact that people get hooked on. They sort of see it and they're like, ooh, that looks nice. And if your table is all that, and then you've just got, you know, black primed miniatures, it's not the same. Just ruins it. Takes the oomph away. You've got a bit more of an uphill battle doing your demo then than you would do if your miniatures were painted. There's no critique on people that haven't got painted miniatures, clearly, but you know what I mean. I hope you do. If you don't, it's on you. So I was very clear. Last one. Hey, good job, Multiverse. Just seen it pop up. I shall check that out later. I have the thing is, I want my Shock Army painted for the Interplanetario and for this Invitational, and I have so many miniatures. Thanks in no small part to some of you lovely people who sourced them for me and got them across to me, which was incredibly kind. I still can't believe that some of you did that, and I also can't believe that Corvus Belly then went, we're going to re-release it. You hurt me in wildly inappropriate ways. But it happens. It's a thing. Never mind. We move on. We continue. So, yeah. I still can't believe that happened. I still can't believe that I've got them again. It's if you have it, you have certain factions that just make you happy, and these guys make me happy. They really do. There you go, Hydra. Tribute has been sent to Discord. Appreciate that. Taught me to read the heckin' scoring careful. Oh, I had a TTS game, the new ITS mission, massacred the other player. My last action on the bottom of turn 2, put him in retreat. No! No, he has 3 points and I only have 1. Should have tried to stabilise the alpha instead of civivacking him. Dude! That is one of those... Oh, no. It was all going so well until I looked. Yeah, you got to read the mission. It's what I say to my newbies when you start learning your missions. Check your win conditions at the start of every turn. Sorry, just before you count your orders up, take a minute, look at the mission, look at how the scoring's structured, and I mean really read it, and make sure you're absolutely clear how you do the thing. And if you're not clear on how you do the thing, take a moment to find out, because yeah, you can rush into your turn and get it done and zip zap zop and all the rest of it, but if you don't pay attention, you can absolutely screw yourself up by being, in this case, too violent. It's just, yeah, it's bizarre. It was amazing weather most of last week. I got out a few times to enjoy spring. Today we were below freezing and have sleet. Ye gods! Don't go out in that. Blissful badger, stay indoors. Close the windows. No. No need. Is it not? Is the weather in your part of the world unaware of the time of year that it is? That kind of silliness should be long past. You want to play them and intervention. Oh, no sleep for you. Yeah, I know. I'm well aware. Machine. Don't if you want to keep your motivation going. Yeah. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine because these guys make me happy, and as I'm maturing, and I've said this a lot, I am accepting certain things about myself. One of those things is that I am an impatient painter. So I have a finite amount of time per miniature that I'm prepared to invest. And after that, I am done, capital D, with that miniature. And if I haven't finished it, guess which miniature ain't getting finished? Because that's how my brain works. And it's a little frustrating. But you kind of got to know this stuff about yourself, and you've got to accept it. Because if I was going to change it, I would have done. I haven't. So this is me. This is me now. This is the thing. This is how we do. So I missed my chance to prime. I need to wait a week or so for good weather again. My God, man. What's 85 degrees Fahrenheit in real money? I don't know what that is. I don't know what 85 degrees Fahrenheit is in Celsius. Oh.
Sorry, you want me to Google it?
I thought my wife was being helpful, but she wasn't. How much is
30.
it? 30? Why is it 30? No, Jean, no, that's worse. Don't do that. 30 degrees? No, thank you. No interest in that either. You lot have got stupid weather. No, thank you at all. It's been quite nice here. We had a little bit of rain, but that was good because I spent a couple of hours digging a dirty great hole in the front of my garden to improve the drainage. So we got to try it, and it worked, so that was nice. But now it's sort of drying off again, which is okay. Can live with that. Definitely. But yeah, I have so much to do. I also, do you guys want to see a little bit of the terrain? So I've decided to get a 4th table of Infinity terrain. I'm not accepting any questions as to why. I did. It was a choice that I made, and we're all going to have to live with it, okay? We're just going to move forward, so let's just go on from there. 4th table of terrain for Infinity. Perfectly rational choice. Thankfully, I have a very understanding wife and a place that I can scribble it away. It's rapidly running out of space. But anyway, I'll show the terrain. So I decided to get a fourth table, and I wanted it for the satellite as well, and all this kind of stuff. And I was looking around, and I thought what I'd do is I'll go pre-painted, because for those of you who haven't seen on the various photos that have been around and some of the like videos and things, I have 3 tables of predominantly Micro Art Studio pre-painted, and I love it. It makes me inordinately happy. But I've got 3 tables of Micro Art Terrain. It's like, well, I'm kind of done with that. I've got 3 of that sort of. There is an aesthetic to it. There is a look to it. It's buildings, it's blocks, and they're lovely. And so I looked at. I got some stuff from Corvus Terrain to be printed, the Edo Kanto stuff. Got that printed. It's very Asian. I've got my lovely guys from Shinden. Like, this is aesthetical work for them. Very Asian persuasion. Love it. But that again, when I put it on the table, it felt the same. It felt, buildings, and I'm like, I've done this. Did you finally go for Warsaw? I didn't, because I looked at Warsaw and I was like, again, it's boxes, and I didn't want to do it. So what we're doing now, this is only just been cleaned up, so there's a lot of work to be done on this. Let me get this here, and then we'll talk about the aesthetic that I'm going for in this. So this is what we're looking at. Now what we have, and what we're going to have, is a jungle science base with a crash site, which this is part of. You see you've got all the vines and stuff growing over it, and all this kind of thing. This is all needs sorting out and tidying up and stuff. But so we're going to have this in there, all destroyed and battered and stuff, and it's all nicely, it's all nicely in scale. There we go. Look at that. Then some like hab units, some blocky hab units, some towers, and some old temple ruins and stuff like that. So it's going to be very jungle. For Shock Army, basically, it's going to be tying this kind of feel all together, like one of their forward bases, effectively. But this will also work for Star Wars Legion when we get that, because this will be very kind of Endor, maybe even Yavin, that kind of stuff. So I can do multiple systems with this terrain. I've got a nice mat from Deep Cut Studios. Focus, you swine. So yeah, that's the aesthetic we're going for. It's very, very kind of jungle, Star Wars-y type feel. You can see Ewoks running through here and chucking rocks at people and stuff. So there'll be more on that later as it comes up, as I develop. But there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of work to be done, but it's very pretty, and I'm very happy with it. So. I have a ton of Edo printed, and they did well designing them for game. They did, Larp, I completely agree. They did. The Edo Kanto stuff is beautiful, but it's another city, and I've done city. I think so too. Just needed a plan to work through it. Yeah. Jungle patches. Also, I'm not that big on painting terrain, and these are just my first real stab on this. Also, flipping love this terrain. Yeah, the stuff you've got is gorgeous, mate. Problem is absolutely adorable. I love it very much. So, heading out for like lots of other lore art questions I had, but I'll throw them in Discord later. Everyone should join the Patreon. Chaos #1, please do lob them in. Chuck the questions in there, and I'll be more than happy to. And yeah, damn straight, people should join the Patreon and become members of the channel. Of course they should. Perfect sense. And of course, if you are on Twitch, because I love Kaz just sets it up, and I'm going to knock it down. If you are on Twitch, or you do have a Twitch account, you can go over there, and if you've got an Amazon Prime account, you can become a subscriber to my channel for free, and then Jeff Bezos gives me money. So we actually take money from Jeff Bezos, which I think we can all agree is a good freaking idea. So if about 5 billion of you could do that, then we could really stick it to the man. Yeah, be amazing. And Multiverse, yes, it does have an Ariadne feel. It does. Absolutely. And I'm kind of here for it, but it's more that I want a home base for the chaps and chapettes of the long range jungle group. because they need a place to do violence and be based on. So, and I just didn't want that city. I didn't want it to be a full city, you know. I want it to be something different, a bit of variety. Sometimes you don't just want to play around squares and things. You want to play with a bit of fluidity, a bit of organic feel. So I've got a lot of, I think I needed a lot of scatter for it, but I've only got the table today. My good friend Sonny dropped it over, having spent 130 hours printing it for me, which is quite a lot of time. He spent 130 hours printing it for me, and then he dropped it over today, little legend. So I got it on the table for the first time, had a look at it, and it's like, okay, I need scatter, but how much scatter do I need, and what type of scatter do I need, and do I have enough verticality? Do I want hills? Maybe that's an option. Maybe that's something we can put in. Do we want trees? Do we want clumps of trees? There's a lot of questions. Gene Dean, stay frosty. Thanks, buddy. You don't worry too hard. The stuff's overrated. True, I was making a beach resort set, made a ton of scatter and got a match. Need to get some buildings done. Nice. That sounds cool, lot. Actually, I've not seen a beach resort style game. That's, what's the name of that blimmin', that zombie game that's all on the beach. That's going to annoy me. I played that a lot. Anyway, definitely that would be very cool. I would enjoy doing violence on the beach. That would be, not, that's wrong. Playing Infinity in a beach setting would be very cool. Would be very fun. Don't go clipping that, for God's sake. I don't need people knocking on my door at 3 in the morning. Just, actually, what I'm worried about is the Netherlands. There aren't beaches that you want to go to, apart from Scheveningen. You won't want to do that, really, not this time of year. Anyway. So, yeah, I think the problem is you need, in my opinion, to make sure that aesthetically it looks like something different and you've got that bit of variety in there, but that it doesn't play too differently. It needs to play consistently. Otherwise, at a tournament, your random table can feel unbalanced by comparison to the rest. You know what I mean? Larkbeard, you've made a 3 stream streak. It's amazing. Thank you. I guess 4 now. Awesome. Love it for, yes. Small cliffs and caves kind of stuff would look good with it. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's true. And that can be manufactured. I don't know who buy because I'm too lazy, but the theory is sound. The theory is absolutely sound. I'm wondering if I should give these trousers, because they are trousers, because I'm an Englishman, these pants, a wash, a brown wash. Just get the depth in the corners there. That would be interesting. Well, I'm done with today. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Problem. Sleep well, my friend. Shall catch you soon, you glorious human being. Hey, Remy LeBeau, your name makes me inordinately happy. The LeBeau name is phenomenal, and it makes me genuinely cheerful. So welcome, my friend. It's good to see you. How are you? Are you well? How goes your week? We are tickling a miniature with paint, which I think we can all agree is a very, very worthwhile pastime. Bye. Bye, Problem. Sleep well, buddy. How have you been, Remy? What's new with you? But yeah, your name does make me ridiculously happy, I have to say. This is proper sticking the tongue out territory of getting this bit done. Oh, blimey. See, Larkbeard, I never remember that you're with the... And then as soon as I say it, I'm like, of course you are. Because, you know, amazing. Tickling miniature with paint. That's a new one. Oh, you'd be amazed at the stuff I can come up with. Yeah, he's getting a little bit of a tickle. A little bit of a tickle around here. A little tickle around there. Bit weird when you're doing the seat of the pants, shall we say. But, yeah. Legit. What's being painted? We are painting a Akon Cemento regular with Spitfire. Also known the coolest dude in the world because the sunnies and the facial expression and the bald head, he's just got this like, yep, you move, I'll shoot you. You won't even see it coming. You will not even see it coming. So this is getting some of my Acon Cemento started. I need to sort out really and refine this paint scheme that I'm doing with them before I get into doing so many. I have so many to do. My lists are a bit much. It's like, if it can have a bot, it's got a bot. Well, that's an extra miniature that needs painting, so, you know, good job, genius. But yeah, but it'll make me happy. That's important, right? Right. So yeah, getting some Acon Cemento done because it needs to be done. I'm in that bizarre situation where everything needs to be done and I'm not getting anything done. So I just like, right, I'm going to do the stuff that inspires. And I don't know whether you guys have it, but when I'm working on a sort of chewing over a paint scheme, it'll be on my mind until I've figured it out, until I've got it where I want it to be. And then when I've got it where I want it to be, then I can figure out how I'm going to make it a bit quicker and a bit tidier and all this kind of stuff. So at the moment, I've got the broad strokes of this scheme and I've got the sort of feel of it, but I've not actually put it on miniature yet and made it right. So it's been annoying me. I kind of want to get it out of the way so I know how it works. Not too bad. Been absences of late. Apologies. It's sailing season though. All good, man. We don't take attendance, but your presence is welcome. It's good to see you, man. Those bases look fantastic. Thank you down there. I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. They look pretty. They're kind of basically how I wanted them to look. I think possibly a little bit quicker would have been nice if they didn't take quite as long, but that's just me. And they're not done yet because when the miniature goes on, they're going to get tufts of grass and some moss and all this kind of stuff, and a bit more weathering because they've got like some weathering powders on there. That's what these bits are. It's weathering powders. And we'll just turn that up a little bit higher when they've actually got the miniature on them. And obviously then we can do fire arcs and stuff like that to finish them off. But yeah. I think that's probably high enough for that white. It's probably as strong as I want that. My goodness, right. Guess we're going to be doing these lights. It's one of those things that's weird about these miniatures. Like the women don't have lights on their legs, but the men do. I don't entirely know what that is, but they don't. So that's just where we are now. I know that information, and now so do you. Right, let's get some greens on these guys. I have so many greens. I haven't entirely figured out which ones I'm using and which ones I'm not. Which adds to the excitement, I find. Not using that one, that's for sure. Don't like that one. Never have done. No, don't want that one either. Oh, there it is. It's one. 1 second, chaps. All right, where were we? Greens. Hooray! We have many greens. Kind of want a yellowy green is the direction we're heading in. You have so many. I am like not even joking. The volume of greens that were required as part of this process is not normal. But that is very much part of my process. Ah, there it is. I think this is, one of these is my base green. I think it's there. Which way are we going? Which way are we going? Because I want to end up really yellow. And I don't want to go through too many stages. I don't think you sit. You don't work. Go away. Well, that doesn't really work either. I want to go there. I think I want to go there and then up to yellow. Yeah. Not you. You? Yeah, no, you. All the way up to yellow. I think these are the greens we're going to run on. Base mid-tone. This will be blended in so it goes a little bit better. But I think that's the direction we're going. Let's get this dark on the Mini and see how it looks. That sounds like a good plan, doesn't it? Oh, we made it past an hour. That means it hasn't completely passed out this time. So that's progress from last week. I've got a delivery coming from Free Company tomorrow. Woohoo! Nice. Have you decided what you're going to start with, Dallinair? Which L4 miniature you can play with first? Boop! Hey! JJ, welcome. Hello, buddy. How are you? Long time no see. Frosty in the house. Oh, God, he's got... Look. Mr. Look. Don't. Just, if that's how you're going to be, don't. Super excited for the new Mechazoid sculpt in the ITS pack. Oh, don't. I have 2 Mechazoids already, and I don't need a... You can't have a third one. But damn it, it's pretty. FOGS has the full lot of... Oh... Yeah, it is a bit muted. I agree with you, but I don't. It's kind of. If we're starting off there, I could go this way, but then that doesn't work. I could blend from there to there, I guess. Do a mid-tone of the two. Maybe that would be the better route. We shall see how it goes. Let's see how it goes on first. Yeah, I was resisting getting that Shock Army set because I don't need it. Number 1, and 2, I don't need it. But 3, hello. You know, it's one of those things where you want to buy it just so that the company knows that they should do more of that, i.e. more Shock Army, because that's what the world frickin' needs. We needed a lot more Shock Army. Low income. Oh, that's nice. You've got to love those people. Block. Sorry, we just had somebody spamming on, or trying to spam on Twitch. Not even thought about playing it yet, but it's the new Evil Elm, so I think I'll paint the Elite first, the one with the big ponytail. She is gorgeous. She is absolutely stunning. Glorious miniature, I have to say. And they're not evil Rin, they're just dark Rin, and it's not the same thing. Middle green is a bit... do the blender? Yeah, I think I probably will. But I want to see how this fits. I think the lights are going to go red, just for a bit of variety, because it's like I don't want to do yellow because there's going to be a lot of yellow in the green, so that's not going to work. But can't do blue because green and blue, it's not really a great thing in most circumstances, although that would hark back to the original paint scheme of these guys. And Frosty, you're a cheeky sod. He's got a paintbrush in his hand. Gee, how harsh. Honestly, I'm out here trying to do my painty paint, trying to show him a bit, a very, very rare thing. What does he do? First thing he does, cheap shots to the body. Bloody typical. This is why you lot ended up in Australia, mate. That kind of rubbish. See how it is, bud. Honestly. See how it is. But JJ, have you decided what you're bringing to the satellite? Which army you're bringing? Because you're coming along, aren't you? You should bring Shock Army. That would be hilarious. At least it's easy to play. Do violence. Repeat. Turn this up a little bit more. Because that is straight, yeah. Scorpy green. I love this colour. I've used this colour way too many times. This appears on like my Invincible Army as well. Scorpy green. I think it's brilliant. And it blends really nicely with yellows because it's quite a yellowy green. And you just get these lovely hues and this really sort of, it's got real impact on it, which I love. Right, let's see how it blends together with that base layer. Listen closely, you can hear me licking the brush. Tasty. Yeah, Scorpy is so strong. It's deceptively kicky. The impact that it has on a blend. Let's water it down and we just glaze it on rather than paint it on, I think. That'll be good. I'd need to buy, assemble and paint it, and my current levels are not going to happen with the new force. It'll be Vedic OSS. Man, that's a good call. Nothing wrong with Vedic OSS. They're at least base coated and have bases. Yep. It'll be good to see them on the table. Have you got the new ones, or are you talking original Dakinis and stuff like that? Because they are freaking cool either way. But the old ones are, yeah. A sadist's job to build. You don't want to do that on a hangover. You don't want to do that sober, actually. It would probably be better if you were wasted. So they were not, in my book, fun to make, the old ones. They were awkward, and they didn't sort of sit up right. They sort of had a habit of falling over. They were fragile, and they had those stupid bits on their feet. But still did lots of violence with them. That's the important thing. Nothing like making people regret that they got into a game. Speaking of which, that's the plan with these guys. Fnark. New ones, nicely done. They are beautiful. Visual bike. Remember the pads and toes for the old Dakini. Oh, they was just, the old ones were just broken. Yeah, that you did. Oh, Multiverse, Yourski. Take it easy, my friend. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate your time. You take care, my friend. See you on Discord. I need to clear a bench of Lord of the Rings. Do you play Mespg stuff as well now, do you? Not buying GW stuff this year, except Painted necessary because too much stuff and not enough games. Well, that's the thing. You've got to get games in. You've got to get games in. And you need to make space for Eldfall. So you can't buy too much GW because you need to get some Eldfall over there, man. It's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing at the moment. Everyone needs more Eldfall. When you come over, you can try it and find out. You can be like, oh my god, life-changing. Yep. Absolutely is. Yes. Scorpy's a little bit strong tonight. Needs to calm down. Need to tay-tay the frick out a little bit there, my dude. Calm the heck down. It's just like when you start layering it on, it just goes up really quick to like this really sort of luminescent, like, which is great, but if you're going for something a little bit more subtle, it's not great. It's not helpful. How's that looking? That's looking all right. How are we looking? It's starting to look, a little bit of pop on the back of there at the top is nice. That's what we're looking for. But I want to turn it up even more. Boop. And boop. Eldfall is fun. That's why it looks fun, because it is fun. I have to say, there's so much cool stuff coming the way from them. But anyway, everyone will find out soon enough, and it'll be great. You'll be like, oh my god, Hydra, how did you keep this to yourself? And I'm like, I don't freaking know some days. There were whole days when I was like, guys, just, you need to, because, oh, never mind. My life is hard. But you can't ruin the surprise. Hey, Neil! It was because only game I can feel giant spiders. Okay, fair play. I should have realised that would be the answer there, JJ. Spiders. How are you, Neil? How you feeling, bud? I hope you're well. Frosty, evening Eldfall can also be incredibly quick. Yes, it can. Yes, it can indeed. It can be very fast. There's a mad idea in my head of doing a full 65 point, so small scale tournament in one gaming evening. Because if you allow 1 hour per round, right, just go with me on this. If you allow 1 hour per round and you've got a 4-hour night, you can do a tournament. Like, right, okay, so, You get there on time, hours game, 15-minute break, hours game, 15-minute break, hours game, done. Profit, half an hour to spare. More Helion League. The Helion League's coming, man. The Helion League's coming. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen the rules for it. My God. I'm so glad it's my second faction. 3 Men in the Shed. What have you missed? Me slowly caressing this miniature with paint. Wildly inappropriate. He's enjoying himself. I'm enjoying myself. Everyone else is feeling a bit awkward. It's great. Yeah, there's that. Frosty needs more sun elves. Yeah, you do. They're Rin. They're not elves. Get it right, for God's sake, man. What else have you missed? You missed the looking at the Shock Army bases, which are here. We looked at those. We looked at the new terrain that's coming, which is this. Ow. Because, you know, this is the new terrain. This is going to be an infinity table in this sort of style with some other bits and pieces. So this just turned up today. It needs a lot of cleaning up and a lot of prep, but it's pretty. So that's my new table. So that will be at the satellite where you will also be, as I understand it. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. All things going well. So, yeah. Just home from chat and craft. Nice. Welcome home. Get a tea, draw up a chair. It's great. It is very pretty, and that is the most simple bit of all of it. There's, yeah, some of it is really, yeah. You'll see, everyone will see. It will be amazing, and hopefully, as I say, maybe you'll even get the chance to play on it, to give it a whirl. You give me your fuse yourself. I've got a load of, I think I've got a load of scatter to go for it though. So I need to paint up I need to paint these guys up. I need to paint more of my Soga, because I finished my Soga now. My Soga army is complete, which is bonkers, because there's like 15 of them. Anyway, don't judge me. I'm judging myself. Because like I've got 2 Onitaushi, 3 attendants, 3 Musha of both. 2 Musha of both types. The hero, clan champion. Yeah, it's just don't. There comes a point where you need to stop, and that's about now. Stopping now, because otherwise it's just like, oh God, what have I done? Made myself happy, and that's important too. But then so it's done, so I've just got to paint it all, which is cool. And then I've got to get all this done too, ahead of the Interplanetario in August, and ideally enough done for a list for an invitational tournament that I've got next month, which you'll see on that front. But at the very least, I need to paint a whole lot of feet and legs so I can stick them on bases. I'm missing 2. Yeah, I know. You've got 2 of mine that you're holding hostage. I've purchased them. You haven't sent... So, yeah. And Neil, it is complete because I've maxed out my availability apart from 1 attendant. But I don't want 4 attendants because I don't need 4 attendants. 3 is... No. 3 is more than sufficient. 3 is excessive. So I definitely don't need 4. But, yeah, so I'm done for the time being. I do have to get then my Helion up to speed. And I've realised the other day that I'm almost at max for my Adventurers Guild as well. So there's kind of part of me that's like, well, we just as well get that done while we're at it, because, you know, you're basically there. Then I too can be a hipster and play the non-faction faction. Because that's what all the cool kids are doing now. I think I've got 3 miniatures that I need for that to be done, for the Adventurers Guild to be done. So, you know, we're basically there, which is a lot. 3 attendants is rude. Yeah, but you can form that firing line. You can then form a firing line because they're quite cheap. I think they're 13 points each. There's less point these days to give them the upgrade, because stagger nerfed, or taken away, more accurately, from the Warbow. So you don't, you know, they're cheaper. So yeah, I did at one point have a list that was, I think it was 3 attendants with upgrades and on a Taoshi, and that was the list. That was the whole thing coming at you. So you know, that got nerfed, so that's not happening anymore. But it would have been fun. I'd have enjoyed it. I don't think anyone else would have enjoyed it. So, Four Chronicles is rude. This is a Series 7, a Winsor & Newton Series 7. So, I bounce around backwards and forwards between stuff. I used to use a lot of Rosemary & Co. ones back in the day, but they're a bit of a pain in the butt to get over here. So these days I tend to go for, I like Sable. I like the way it feels. I don't find synthetic brushes load as well. Which ends up annoying me. So I tend to go for Sable, which is, that's not necessarily the best move, and I'm aware of that one, and I'm waiting for somebody to bring out something that's suitable as a replacement, but we ain't there yet. So for the time being, yeah, they're awesome. They are awesome. They are. It's true. It's true. These Raphael ones I rate those as well. They're nice too, and they're a little cheaper, which is nice because you don't have to remortgage the house to buy a brush every time you have a moment and screw one up. So you know, that's pretty nice. But yeah, they are awesome. They are truly awesome. Winsor & Newton. And if you look after them, they last forever, which is why mine don't. Because, you know, I look after my kids well, everything else is optional. That's just being honest. That green's looking good. I'm kind of okay with how that's sitting now. That's starting to look okay. Starting to pop, I think, enough for my tastes. It's going to get a little bit of yellow later just to finish it off, kind of thing. But it's kind of got that bang that I want. Need to see how it's actually looking on camera, because I'm not checking. I've got a bit, which is terrible. I should check. It's here for your comfort and entertainment, and there's me just neglecting you, giving you the poor camera angles and stuff. But you should be used to it by now. To be fair, you chose to be here. This is what you're doing with your time. This is not my fault. You've had some Series 7 going for 10... Jesus, damn. I get beyond 15 minutes and I'm... Yeah, anyway. I'm impressed with myself. Think of all those bald horses. They're not horses. Anyway, Sable is not a horse. It is a rodent. And it's slightly more than bald. Anyway. God. Poor little cretin. Genuinely. That's looking alright. That's looking okay. And as I say, I think we're going to make the light is going to be red. So let's give that a bit of a base coat as well. Ironically, or counterintuitively, with a bit of cavalry brown. So that, hang on, I'm going to put a big light on, because now the wife's disappeared, I can flood the space with a bit more light. Oof, don't do that. That's a bit better. I can see a little bit better now. I'm getting old and my eyes aren't quite what they used to be. But when your wife sat next to you playing Skyrim for the 15th time, she's not a fan of all this sort of flooded ambient light, which is fair enough. Can't argue with that. I'm the same. Like a bit of atmospheric lighting when painting, when gaming, sorry. It's not so handy when you're trying to get a bit of painting done. That's better. That's starting to be something. The trick is not to use them, mate. Buy them and then use old toothbrushes. Neil, I'm glad you're here. What would I do without you? Honestly, man, what would I do without you? It is a model. Look at that. One of its own. It is a genuine. There's a genuine regular with Spitfire right there. He will be. See, I absolutely adore regulars. The great thing about these guys is technically they ain't no thing. they're fine. You know, they're light infantry. They're a cheerleader, but they're a cheerleader with the capacity that they just have the ability to enact such violence and such unpleasant surprises, and I love them for that. I absolutely adore them for that. One of the lists that I'm preparing for the Invitational has a bundle of these guys that have a specific mission that should technically, in my opinion, be a war crime. And I couldn't be prouder of them for it. Really couldn't. Can't wear out the tools if you don't use. See, In-Gear gets it. It's just genius. It's like, what brushes do you use to paint? I use Winsor & Newton. I've used the same one for 20 years. And by that I mean, every time I paint, I take it out and I put it in its little plastic tube on the table in front of me, and then I just sort of sneeze paint onto the miniature. Magical. Yeah, we're going. Oh, I'm going to push the stuffing out of this green. To hell with it. Let's go. Let's frickin' go, people. Give me a yellow. Where's my frickin' yellow? Where are you? Right. Fortune favours the bold and the stupid, it turns out. When I say yellow, I mean yellow. We're going yellow, people. We are definitely doing the yellowy. It's going to be magical. Just when you look at it and you think, yeah, I can take that and I can push that just a little bit further, medium amount further, more than I should further. But we're doing the thing. Right. A little bit of an edge down there. That worked. That was good. That is the pop that we want. Now this line will disappear later when I do the red, but that's okay because it should make it glow even more. Which is kind of what we want. I'm going to put a bit of yellow up here, and a bit there, and just a line through the middle. Right, I think that is probably as far as I want to push this. Any more and it'll start getting a bit crazy. Or more accurately, it'll start looking wrong, I think. Pull that edge in a little bit, actually. Just pull that back a little bit. This is Hydra concentrating here, guys. Are you impressed? Frosty is probably having a heart attack. Not only have I got a brush in my hand, but I'm concentrating on using it. Dear Lord, where are we? Right, let's have a look. Let's see how this looks on camera. Come on. Yeah, looks alright. When that red's done up, and it's really popping, that's going to look alright, I think. What do you guys think? Boom. That's the green. Decided. Happy with that. Doop. Doop. Where are we all? They're like the Britain's Got Talent of cheerleaders. What, Simon Cowell's in them? I don't understand. Lyman Saving the Day is Infinity at its best. Yes, it is. Light infantry of pure, unadulterated, surprising violence. Things were all painted tonight. I just got another unit of 10 World War II, World War One, even World War One Prussians up to stage 15 of the painting plan. You have stages. You have a plan. Teach me, Sensei. Time to wash them with superwash. What is superwash? Looks fancy. Thank you very much. I'm kind of happy with that. That looks kind of good. That looks kind of good. So let's continue this on around the front then. So I think this bit here is going to be green. I need to discover what the what we're going to do with that webbing or the strap work. So the other thing with these chaps is there's a lot of straps on them. I need to have something done with them. which we'll figure that one out later. Oof. But yeah, coming together okay, isn't it? Actually, that goes around there, doesn't it? I think that's a strap. No, it's not. That's part of this. Straps there, look. Okay, cool. I gotcha. I gotcha. Starting to look like a bit of a miniature now, isn't it? I have a notebook of every painting plan for miniatures going back 20 years. My God, Neil, I'd lose it. I don't mean like I'd go crazy, I mean I'd lose the book. That's just me. It's actually several volumes now. That level of a dad, yeah. Dude, I am in awe. I am in awe, and I know full well that's not something I'm capable of. It's just not my shtick, but bravo you. That's seriously cool. Seriously impressive. I run most of my paints on instinct, and that's either a good thing or a bad thing. Sometimes it's both. But thankfully, a lot of the time, apart from one specific set of bases one time, I can figure out what I did and redo it, so it's fine. But yeah, there was one set of bases where there was a very specific blue that I did, and I know it was blended. I have no idea what from. I don't even know what I based it from. I think the first colour, complete mystery to me. Everything else from there, obviously, clearly a complete mystery. No idea, and I love it. Love the colour. But yeah, that ain't coming back. When I'm super organised, I'll take a picture of the paints that I use to get the effect. That's when I'm like at peak, totally in control of my world. But think of it as a script. Yeah, no, I hear you. Organised people are a mystery to me. How, when, why. This is it. I try to run my life through the element of surprise. It's most exciting that way. Most of my life in just a constant state of shock. Oh, this is what we're doing today. That does lead to some very exciting situations when my wife is like, you have remembered that we're doing this thing, haven't you? We're doing what now? Hey, that's exciting. But hey, never a dull moment, right? But yeah, I should take photos. I'm going to take photos of these. My brain is currently going, no, because we've got the live recorded. We're not using a live recorder. To remember what blooming paints we used. There's limits, honestly. Some days. I think that grey needs to be a bit whiter actually, because it's a little bit, yeah, a bit lost there. Just want to push that a little bit more. Turn it up a little bit more. That's better. Yeah, dash the stuff. That's how we like it. Uh-huh. Come here. That was too far over. Look at that. It's in the shadow there. There we go. Woo! What do you think, chaps? Focus, damn you. Starting to look like a thing, huh? I think so. I think so. Not looking awful. I think this one on top. There's a plate here. I'm gonna make that one white. Because then whatever I stick here, when I weather it in, I'm going to put weathering powders on there when they're on the base. So this should get toned down a little bit and sort of built into the base a little bit better that way. yeah, what can I say? I'm going to roll with music. The tournament the other weekend, somebody's phone went off, and from like 2 chords I got the band, and he was like, that's first that you know it's amazing, and the fact that you did it from like the first couple of bars, like, yeah, you know, kind of a big deal, you know. I'd like to talk about it too much, but you've raised it. Now you've said it, it's fine, I can admit to it. But yeah. I just don't get enough time these days. I've started a new project for the day job that is going to see me driving a couple of times a week, half an hour down the road, which is great because it means I can put music on and I can just do. And that is, to me, a bonus. That is a benefit because I like it. I like that little bit of a commute, you know. I don't like the oil prices, but you know, swings and roundabouts, eh? But I do like that time in the car just to sort of chill out and get your head together, and to be honest with you, try out some music. Try out some stuff that you're like, right, this has been sat on my, I need to listen to this list for a while. Let's get it listened to and see what we think. Many things to try out. It's doing okay. It's doing okay. It's looking like a thing. I can live with this. I'm not too sure about the colour of the boots going sort of white grey with it, but it is kind of working, I think. It's kind of okay, because I don't want to use too many browns on this. I think it looks kind of alright. Yeah, a little bit of white in there as well. That is not looking like a bad tabletop standard to me. That is looking alright. I would not be insulted to see this on the other side of the table. I mean, obviously, just his right leg. The rest of it's rubbish. But the right leg is I'd be okay with that on the table. Who else is hobbying? Who else is joining me in this joyous painting experience? I hope some of you are. I don't want to be out here on my own, performing monkey for your entertainment. Is that what I am? Yes, it clearly is. But we don't have to say it out loud, do we? Yeah, it's crazy the way that Eldfall's taken off at the moment. I am very much enjoying it. Every sort of couple of days in the Discord, somebody seems to be putting up their first miniatures and stuff. It's really nice to see it taking off and them getting the love that they deserve, so that makes me happy. That makes me very happy. I was talking to the guys up there today about some new territories coming up. Can't talk about it, but there's some other places that are about to get access to this, to the Eldfall system, which I think is very nice. Also had a very interesting chat with my good friend Hoopu the other day about some stuff, which is kind of cool on the Warcrow front. So it's always nice to talk to her. We kind of have to. The only problem with Hoopu and me is there has to be kind of a hard limit of how long we're talking, because otherwise we just talk. She's one of those people that I just get on with and I can chat to, you know. It's blown up over there as well. Nice! That's really good to hear, buddy. I think this year, I said, I think it was December, I was saying that this year should be the year of Eldfall. And they deserve it. They've worked hard to get where they are and to make the system they've got. And then when you look at the year ahead they've got planned and everything that's coming, it's like, yeah. If this doesn't catch in a big way with a lot of people, there's some seriously poor taste out there. And it's not like... I'm loving the fact that it's... If you're time poor, it works. It's a good game to pick up because it doesn't take 5 hours to play a single game, you know? And I think that's so nice. It's nice to have a system that you can be like, you know what, I just want to get together and throw some dice quickly with a mate. It's a small table, not a lot of terrain. I can get that done quickly. They can come over, we can play, be done in sort of 90 minutes, including having a good old catch up, and then off they go. And that, when you've got kids or a job, or, you know, it's nice to have that kind of, that system sat there with some real crunch too. It's a good system. It deserves the love. It is for the young people, but also for the old people as well. It's nice to have that, as I say, quick turnaround system. I appreciate the heck out of that. Frosty, not right now, but about to throw down some colours on my clan champion. Ah, legend. Clan champion's brilliant. Oh, I've got to do my Great Guard soon. Love Great Guard. So good. We're starting an 8-player escalation league at the start of April for Eldfall, and I've looked at the mix of factions. We've got 2 Thenian and 2 Oni, so it's like, well, Great Guard, which is going to bring Great Guard every round. That'll just be easier. So, and my first demo day down in Canberra this weekend. Very excited. Awesome, dude. Seriously, need pictures of that. That's really cool. That is really awesome. I'm glad that you're sort of supporting the guys over there and they're helping you out and stuff. That's really freaking cool. And your miniatures they're looking alright. I mean, you're not the best painter, you're right. It's just kind of, they're looking fine, I suppose. It's just, yeah, they're gorgeous. I mean, I was really happy with my attendant, and then you put a picture of yours up, and I was like, never mind. You do lovely work, man. You really do. Looking forward to seeing the whole lot together, you know, all painted. No pressure. I think they'll look absolutely badass when you're done with them. But yeah, so I'm working a lot actually. I've got some solo and co-op narrative stuff that I'm putting together for Eldfall that I'm going to put out into the community too, for everyone to have and to play with and to tinker with, because I think it's a great way to play, and it's kind of fun because I can sort of stretch my narrative chops a little bit and give you a bit of a story plus gaming experience too, which is kind of funky. Play a 5-hour bow on yesterday, and we had the aftermath chat that we need something faster. So game length is a huge factor for every game. Absolutely, and it is really when you're playing Eldfall and you get any degree of comfort with the system, hour, 90 minutes, you can be chucking through the games. You can be chewing through them quite comfortably, and it is nice to be able to either play again in an evening, just to be kind of like, you know what, I want to go again. That's cool, and actually I can, because it's not bedtime. I'm still able to play this. This is great. Or to have an evening left to have played the game and still have time to just do something else. It's a really nice thing. It is a really, really nice thing, and I think that's how it's going to stay. I don't think there's any plans to make it bigger than it is. I don't know, shape or form. You know, they jumped the roster the other day, which I love. Has anyone seen the roster? Pictures will follow. Good, Frosty. I look forward to it. Game was Nemesis Lockdown. Okay. I don't know Nemesis Lockdown, to be honest with you. But has anyone seen the roster system? Because I think that's another really cool thing that we don't talk about with Eldfall when it comes to tournaments. Actually, I'm not going to wait for answers. Looks a 40k ground. Damn right, Larbeard. Yeah, an hour-long game. They're just setting up. They're still in deployment at that point. And that's not... I'm not having a go because I still have a lot of love for 40k. But yeah, an hour into a 40k game is not... You're not there. You're in the midst at best. You're not looking for your second game at that point, unless it's gone horribly wrong, of course. But so when you do a tournament, you have a roster that you put together, and effectively, so a roster is, I think we're now at 120 points. So you'll have 120 points of miniatures that you bring with you to the event. And then at the start of a round, you put together however many points you're allowed from that roster into a warband, into a single party basically. So normally be 85 points. So you'll figure out which of those to bring for that particular quest based on your opponent, the quest itself, etc, etc, etc. And it's kind of funky because you can do that. You can do that ad hoc list building, that bit of list tailoring at the table. Because there's certain, like when we talked about the Great Guard, and she's very defensive, she's super defensive, there's certain forces which she's a really nice counter to. There's other ones where she's not that great, where you wouldn't want to take her. So being able to customise, look across the table and go, actually, Great Guard here is a must take, or Great Guard here is useless, is really nice. Exactly, Neil. The ability to sort of flex and change. And also there's a possibility, I think we've probably all had it, where you put together a list, maybe you don't get time to sort of test it beforehand, and then you get to the event and you think, that does not work. It looked great on paper, but I've put it on the table now, and it's a bit rubbish. If that's the only list that you have with you, that's you for the day. Having that sort of flexible roster system where you can turn around and go, actually no, I'm gonna flick that around. I'm going to drop this out, put this one in. It's 125 points, thank you. They only changed it the other day. It's only helped write the email that told everyone. Anyway, but yeah, they only changed it the other day. That's my excuse, I'm sticking to it. Shh. But 125 points, so that's cool. So you've got 40 points over and above a full list that you can tinker with, which, that's a lot. In Eldfall terms, that is a lot, so probably means I can bring, for Soga, I can bring both the Clan Champion and the Great Guard in a single roster to then mess around with them in-game. That's kind of cool. I'm digging that. Digging the heck out of that, chaps. My goodness, you can hear this, the cogs turning as I'm concentrating here, can't you? Goodness me. But yeah, so at some point, I'm hoping, and it's not there yet, it's nowhere near there yet at all, in fact, but I'm hoping that there's going to be a 2-day Eldfall tournament coming up in Slovenia, which I've mentioned before. It's still kind of early days on that front, but I'm hoping that's going to happen, and then we can all get together and try this properly. It is nice how it holds your upgrades separately too, yes. So you can put them into a pool and customize and mod, and yeah, it's just a really fun system. So yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to have this 2-dayer in Slovenia, and I think I've mentioned that before. If I haven't, I should have done. I'm trying to get that off the ground with the guys over there, but they're really busy, so it's lots of stuff, lots of questions. But if I can get it off the ground, then the event, which has a name, and I'm not giving it to you yet because you'll have to wait for that, it will be 5 games over 2 days. But unlike a lot of systems, 3 games in a day, you're done just after lunch. You start at 9:30. If you do first round at 9:30, you can kind of, depending on the size, you can probably get it done in an hour. Let's say 90 minutes. Let's say worst case 90 minutes, yeah? So you're done by 11. You give it 15-minute break. You do another 90 minutes, 12:15, 12:45. That's lunch. You go for an hour, that's 1:45. You come back, you do 90 minutes, that is 2:45. 3:15, you're finished. You're done for the day. Everybody else is on game 2 and you're going home for cake. I love it. It's brilliant. Devotion, dear Matt. No, really? That you surprised me. I'm absolutely shocked. That's not something I would have seen coming from the likes of you. I'm just going to take some notes for when we eventually play. Just so I know what I'm going to face. I mean, it used to be that you could tell what I was going to take, because if I had anything with a sort of archery capability, that it was a warbow, because stagger, nah. But that kind of fun's disappeared now, disappointingly. Well, has been reduced. Just have to take bowmasters instead. Disappointing. But when I catch up with Machine, he's got my second one, so at least I can have 2 pumping out the stagger shots. So that'll be fun. That'll be very fun indeed. Oh! What? It's a legitimate tactic. It's a legitimate tactic. I wonder if I can stick it on a crossbow. I should be able to. That'd be hilarious if I could put stuff, because it's a combat art, so I could use that with a crossbow and then stagger on a crossbow. That'd be fun. Yeah, he kind of does. It's kind of cute. Which one's that? Oh, that's the Blade Master. We've got a Blade Master next to me. So many helpful miniatures. I've got ice front. And I'm hoping as well that we're going to get the our playthrough going of the Northern Wind as well. But we shall see. I think you've got that going as well, haven't you, Neil? You guys will be doing your thing. It's a shame we're not closer, or I'd come join you. So that would be hilarious. So these are just straight across, aren't they? Is that one? Oh, no, this is a piece here. We've just got to do these feet. Makes sense of them. Sometimes it's like the lighting isn't quite right and you can't quite see where the lines are. That's where zenithal highlighting is your friend, isn't it? It takes care of that stuff. But I didn't do that with this one because I'm arguing with my airbrush at the moment. It's another area that I'm not the most chilled of people, which you wouldn't think because I seem adorable, but I don't have the patience for it. And I know it, and I accept it. It doesn't mean to say it's not a pain in the bum in moments like this where you're like, well, if you only stuck a zenithal highlight on there, this would be so much easier. Shut up, I know. Spare seat in each playthrough mission, which you are filling with random guests, including the possibility to have wargaming royalty if the stars align. Well, if you find any wargaming royalty, mate, you get them in there. That sounds like a good plan to me. Abso-frickin-lutely. I'm actually back in the home country, the motherland, I should say. It's not the home country because I'm in the home country now. In the motherland in a few weeks, month, something like that. But other end of the country from you, I'm afraid, buddy. Go and see the fam. So, down south. Should be nice. It's going to be good. Get curry. Curry. My goodness. Such decadence. I cannot flipping wait. There are very few things that I heartily miss from the UK, and curry is definitely one. I am a major fan. It's massively missed. Yeah, effort's coming together. Hang on, where's me? Come here. Starting to look alright, isn't it? You think? Boot. Ready to apply to some faces. Not that north, we're just barely above sea level. I don't know where you are actually. This enchanted healer. Oh dear. You gotta love this. Who are you? Can I do the thing? This one here. I've still got to work out how to do Twitch properly, because I need to do the thing on that. But that one? Nope. Nope. That one? Nope. This one. Then I'll have to wait. Fenland, South Lincolnshire. Hang on, I need to know where that is now. Oh right, yeah. Unfortunately, I am going to be, say Guildford area, Winchester area, so quite a distance down. But good to know. You're not a million miles away from. Got family. Come on, they're a little bit more over that way and up that way. So yeah, that's definitely north to me. Why did you go to university at Leicester though? That's sideways from where you are. Good talker. Right. I'm supposed to be doing a thing over here. Anywho, but no, I shall, if I'm over in that neck of the woods at some point, which I may be, because I need to visit a friend not a billion miles away from where you are. And when I do that, maybe the stars will align, and I'll come along, bring some miniatures, and we'll throw some dice. And talk some rubbish, and drink some tea. There will be much excitement. Guildford is not far from one of our daughters. Cool. Nice part of the world. It's my stomping ground as a youth. So it's amazing the place is still standing, really, when you get that information in play. Tea equals wine. I don't drink that much wine. If I'm drinking anything, it's whiskey. But I can make an exception for you. If it's red, actually, no, we can do that. I don't tend too much these days because I don't. I used to when I was younger. Just got old and serious, I think, at some point. This is starting to feel very Buzz Lightyear, but I'm loving it. Yeah, when you suddenly look, oh yeah, that looks very Buzz Lightyear. But it's kind of cool. I'm okay with it. To infinity and all the rest of it, it works. But I think when they're on the base and they've got some weathering on them, they won't look quite so starkly Buzz. I must bounce. Frosty! Good luck with demos. If I don't speak to you before, bud, I've got a bit of a hectic week ahead, but let me know how you get on. Looking forward to pictures on Discord as well, man. Don't work too hard, because that stuff is overrated. Definitely. And beyond, indeed. Now adding wine pairing to our video. I mean, you know, do it. Do your thing. That is the way forward. People can always learn something. And teaching about miniatures and wine at the same time. Double the value. Right there. Double the value, man. It's a niche. Definitely. Alright, gonna get this edge. Gonna do is put this edge highlight on here. Yep, edge highlight, I said it. Boom. That is how we want it to look, I think. Come on. I think that's how we want it to look. It's looking alright, it's not. It's starting to take shape. It's starting to look like a thing. Long way to go. Pretty damn slow with the volume that I need to do. But I think as long as they look good, that's the important thing. And I think this, you put this on one of these bases, it's going to look alright because the white is light enough that it'll stand out, you know? It'll be a good base for the miniature. I think that's going to work. What do you guys think? Looking good? So Bowmaster plus crossbow plus fencing 3 equals hilarity. Bowmaster plus anything equals hilarity. They are a lot of fun. And they are the gift that keeps on giving. Violently. Like, ranges up to and including 24 inches. With the plus 3 if you put the bow on, if you put the crossbow on there. So that's something. That's not nothing. So there's a strap there, isn't there? Webbing through there. Yeah, I've got to figure out what to do with this. This webbing on these legs. Anywho, do we like it? I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Gives you just take a bit. Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't need to give him fencing 3. The fencing 3 is not the buff. Hang on. No, because the they're going to make me do the thing. Right there. They have it baked in. They have the stagger baked in, dude. Where are you, Bowmaster? It's the Archery 3. Archery 3 staggered precision uses ranged attack gain staggered. So I don't need to give him any buff other than the crossbow itself. Can we do that? Right, yeah. I mean, it's not exactly cheap. 22 points. But that will give him comfortably two-handed power 13, which is a reduction. The two-handed bow itself would be power 16, but power 13 with stagger baked into it with plus 3 at 24 inches. Which is kind of okay, but I think actually, see, with just theory archery, just give me a sec, with theory archery, yeah, archery is not fencing, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's probably the best combination actually. 22 points with the crossbow for doing that kind of silly shenanigans. If that's how you want to do it. Mods indeed. Yeah, I need to get some mods on Twitch and stuff. I'm not really on there enough at the moment to warrant it, but it's something that I need to do. I think I need to give these, I think I need to give the trousers a brown wash on this. I think that will help. So they're lacking depth at the moment. Warbow is better for the shorter range. Yeah, for the punch, it's that power 16 as opposed to power 13, a 15% greater chance of getting the kill in. Very much worth it. Right, let's just, I'm going to wash this down quite harshly, and then we can this should help, I think. Yes, that will tone it down enough. Heckin' pretty. I think that's okay. That's okay for tonight. And the green is good, and the colour of the white armour is just where I want it to be. It's just the right balance. That red's looking okay. probably need to make it darker on the bottom. Just going to put in some greys over the top of that, because then that should, in a second, when that's dried off enough. Okay. I'll take a little bit of this black, put it in with the red. Come here. We almost know what we're doing. Actually, it's the other way around. I want to do that. Isn't it? That's okay. That. Where did my strong red go? I had a strong red in here the other day. Ah, there we go. That'll work. Right. Yeah, for short range. You need to redo the Thelian video, but this time make every list with a mounted Sled Dragoon. No. No, I don't. No, that's not one of the options. No, 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 no. I still have some pride, some decency, some humanity left. Besides, I've done enough for the murdering. No more. I seem to be beset on all sides by sort of gothic pointy-eared gits at the moment. I've had quite enough of it. Alright. Quick old style on that light. Old school. Come on, focus. Damn you. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's stronger in person than it is on the camera, of course, but that'll work. Yeah, I'm going to leave him there for the time being. I'm kind of happy with how that's coming out, how that's shaping up. I think that's going to look good. Suitably badass. We've toned down that khaki already, so we can bring that back up again, give it some highlights. Get these. I've got to figure out what to do with these. I guess we're going to go with brown for the strap work, which traditional, but it's fine. And get them onto these bases, and they'll just look cool. So there we go. Yeah, 11:06 in the evening. My goodness, it's late. Thank you all for joining. I think this is going to be the I'm not sticking Tiamat on a Slayer Dragoon. No, but so you can do that. You can do faction focuses. You've got the stuff now. You can go off and soil your soul with that recommendation, young Neil. But yes, I think what I'm going to do now, if I don't have something like big and exciting and shiny to talk about on stream, then I'm going to start doing some more painting. It gives me the ability to push forward and get more miniatures painted, which I need to do. And also just means that I'm not sort of sat around staring at the camera and waffling rubbish at you guys, which I know you love, but this way I'm getting a better painter, which is good. I'm getting stuff off my list, which is good, and we can still talk about stuff as we have done this evening. But I think that's kind of a good move. I think that's a sensible use of everybody's time. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and stuff like that. But for now, thank you all so much for hanging out, and Neil, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Your presence is missed. Larkbeard, you little legend, thank you so much for your time as well. In gear as well. One day you're going to make it across the Discord in gear, because you need to, because you're part of the crew. You're here every week. You just need, and I see you're in the comments all the time. But thank you all so much for spending your time with me. It's been a genuine joy. I don't know if I'm going to be here on Thursday. Thursdays are proving to be difficult, but we shall try. But aside from that, there's more stuff coming this week for the Dice Gods. Thank you all for your time. Take care. Have a marvellous week. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.